Hi, my name is Aderimike and I moved to Canada in 2019 December. So you're probably wondering, why did I move to Canada? I came to Canada to school. I came as an international student and I went to the prestigious Ivy Business School to do a master's in business analytics. It was my only goal of coming to Canada at that point in time. But as you know it, life happened in 2020 and COVID happened. And so that made that journey very, very difficult because I thought I was going to be in person, getting to know people, meet people, and just learn more about my community and just Canada as a whole, since it's a new country. However, I did not have that opportunity because everything was on lockdown. And so most of my schooling period was online, and I was very, very frustrated and angry because after paying 60K in tuition and everything's online, that was very, very frustrating to me. And on top of that, I also took student loans to help support that dream. So it was not an easy journey for me, but definitely having family around helped that journey. But I'll still say navigating that and transitioning even to an employee or working person was very, very hard because in Canada, especially in the workforce, like you need to network, you need to talk to people, connect with people, go to events, meet people in the fields you're studying. But I did not have that opportunity at that point in time, but I made it work. But so let's talk about the journey of me finishing school and actually navigating the student loans. So when I graduated from Ivy Business School, that was 2021, and Ivy is in London, Ontario. I decided to move to Toronto because I felt like there were better opportunities for me for the field I was in, data analytics. More of the bigger companies were in Toronto, so I just felt like that was a bigger opportunity for me. So when I got to Toronto, it was obviously way more expensive than London. And so trying to think about rents, food, how to survive in Toronto was a different landscape than London, Ontario, where my rent was $500. But when I got to Toronto, it was in the thousands. But thankfully, I got a job right outside of school, which was able to fund that. But remember, I also had high interest student loans to pay. And so my plan, even before I left Nigeria, was to ensure that I paid that off within a year of graduating. And thankfully, I was able to achieve that goal. So within a year of graduating, I was able to pay off 21K in student loans. Thanks to my hard work, but also the community that also helped support me. Like I was very, very vocal about it. And that's something I always say. I'm very, very vocal with my goals. I'm like, you guys, I'm paying off student loans. So everybody should just leave me with the outings, but just help me stay committed to this goal. And that happened. I would say another thing that I struggled with coming during COVID was just learning to meet Canadian people, if I would say. Like I had my friends from Nigeria, but actually having to navigate like friendships with my schoolmates was not as easy. And I feel like I didn't have the right opportunity. Even till now, I still say I need to go back to my school to go and walk around and be like, yes, I schooled here, because during COVID, that did not happen. But yeah, so now I've moved to Toronto, and life in Toronto, the big city, is very different from London, Ontario. There's a lot of activities happening, things are definitely more expensive. And I liked it because I grew up in Lagos, so I liked the environment, I had friends there. But I also had to come to terms with the fact that I needed to be very, very conscious of how I was spending and to be able to hit my goals, which is very, very important to me. Navigating the finance space and just understanding how the finances work in Canada also led me to start a blog and start talking about personal finance, just because I found that a lot of people did not have the right knowledge. They didn't know a lot of things about credit, about having, like, if you're a newcomer to Canada and immigrants, what type of accounts do you need to have? What type of credit cards do you need to have? And so that led me on a journey to start talking about money and getting more young people to become financially literate. And yes, that also started my content creator or coaching personal finance business, which is what I'm currently doing alongside being a data analyst in the gaming industry. When I first got to Canada, I had traveled to the US prior to this, so I felt like it would be quite similar. But then the major shock for me was the cold, because I came dead in the winter and I landed in Saskatchewan. So I'm talking minus 50 something degree when I came. That was super cold. Even my auntie's house that I got to, the garage door was locked first day of me coming to Canada. So that was very, very like scary for me. I was like, how am I going to survive without a car, having to walk in the cold? So that was, I'll say, the biggest shock for me, like the cold and navigating cold fingers, being a student, not having a car. But outside of that, I'll say COVID kind of tainted my experience as a whole in terms of getting to know people, getting to meet people. Because I heard like Canada, people are nice, and I think they are nice, but like I did not have a lot of experience firsthand with Canadians, apart from people that were in my community, like the friends I already knew. So I'll say that was kind of part of my experience with Canada. I think I also like that that I felt like there was opportunities here. Having moved, I already said that I didn't plan to live in Canada. I thought I was just going to get my master's degree and leave. But then second guessing that immediately I was done with school, because I was like, there's opportunities here. First of all, if I go back to Nigeria, what money am I going to use to pay off the student loans? I probably will not get a job that will be able to help me afford that. But coming here, being able to get a good paying job even right out of graduating from school was also great for me to pay off that student loans. And I just saw it as a land of opportunities. So I'll say that was my first, or what I thought of Canada. Where am I now right now? I think I'm in a very good place. Like I feel I've been here in Canada for 5 years, and I think that I've accomplished quite a lot in this 5 years. I'm a financial girl, I'm a numbers girl. So I have hit like a lot of my financial goals, things that I said I want to do, invest, save a certain number of amounts, all this type of things, paid off my student loans, be able to support my family back home. So I have done that. And even in the career piece, because in as much as I like finance, I have the budding business, content creation, I also, my career is very, very important to me. And so being able to work as a data analyst is a fulfilling job for me because I love numbers. And so I think where I am right now is where I would have liked to be if I was thinking of where I'll be 5 years ago. And what's keeping me going really is my family, my community. I've been able to build great friendships, people that support me, people that love me genuinely, and they will show for me every single time. So those people have helped me to be here, and also my family members back home and all over the world. So I'll say, first of all, find your people, because Canada can be quite lonely. So find people that actually care about you. So maybe go to churches, gardens, join groups. There's a lot of immigrant groups right now, even like Thrive. So find people like that. But also the type of people that you meet when you get to Canada is very, very important. You need people that are dreaming big, not people that are thinking small. I don't know how to explain that in better terms, but you need to meet people that would inspire you and push you to go to bigger places. Not everybody in Canada is doing jobs that are not like paying well or survival jobs. A lot of people are doing big things in Canada. So meet people that will push you and make you to think big and think about different opportunities that you can get. So you don't remain in the point where you're constantly going from survival jobs. Because I find that a lot of new immigrants find themselves in that like box when they've come and met people that are just saying, oh, just gonna do this job, just survive, just move on. No, there's bigger things than survival, and you can do big things in Canada.